and videoing it?
Just asking him to walk around for, there's three core responsibilities that I'm looking for all the time. The first one is forward rhythm. Can he give me, I'm asking for a walk right now, so can he give me a nice rhythmic walk? That's the first thing. Second thing is line of travel, which just means if I want you on a circle, can you go on a circle? If I ask you to go in a straight line, will you go in a straight line? Will you follow the line of travel that what mentally I'm asking for? And then the third thing is can he bend his body on that line of travel? So if I'm on a circle, does he have a band from his ears to his tail in his body?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for those three things all the time. And so that's what I'm doing here right now.
He said, now I'm feeling good. I just said it.
Is I'm just saying, hey, give me a walk. And just walking around. He's on the circle that I want him on. He's bending on that circle. Then I can do a change of direction. So I draw him to me. Ask him back out the other way. Do the same thing the other side. And so I like the walk, so now I'm going to pick up the trot. So my life comes up, and I want him to come with me.
What did he do to get him?
So that's a trot. Now I'm going to ask for a canter. And you see how his feet, he does different things with his feet each gait.
How did you get him to do that? What did you do different?
When you say ask for, yeah, what is that? How does that translate to?
So right now he's trotting. So I have the image of a walk in my mind, a trot in my mind, and I have the energy of a trot in my body. And he's to follow that energy. Now I'm going to ask him to canter, so I get the picture of a canter in my mind and create the energy in my body. And then if he doesn't respond to that, then I'll
That's crazy.
pick my stick up and say, hey, pay attention to me. But right now I still have the energy of the canter in my body. So he's to keep going.
Are you saying he can feel your energy?
Yep.
That's why they call him.
And so here I'm going to breathe down to a walk and see he came right down with me.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He responds directly to your energy. Does he ever not respond to your energy?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And that's why the tool, you come in with the tool to back it up to say, hey, pay attention to that. Just like we were talking about the lead horse coming in, she throws the energy. If they don't move off, then she gets bigger. So I'm always going, don't ever ignore me. If I create the energy in the picture and you ignore me, I'm going to get bigger. Okay?
Yeah.
But pretty quickly, just like when I tapped on you, you're like, okay, I don't want that again. So I'm going to pay attention to that softer thing.
Okay.
So that's the same thing going on here with him. So if you think of it like I'm going to hop on him now, I'm the brains and he's the feet. Just like for us, when we're a kid, we have to learn to get our brain to connect to our feet to either walk or run or sit or whatever. So we're doing that same thing, only he gets to be the feet and I get to be the brains of it.
In that same way, can he sense what you want to do? Is that what you're saying here?
Yep. Yep. You know, horses are extremely sensitive to, you know, their surrounding, what's going on. So they're paying attention to all those things. You know, the experts say that they can read pictures. So like when you create a picture in your own mind, they can pick that up. And is it that direct? I don't know. But what does happen is when you create a picture in your mind, your body changes. And they're picking up on that for sure. And so here I'm gonna just ask him to put the bridle on. So you know, his mind is out there right now. So I'm just asking him to come back to me. I want him to drop his head, hit his nose.
So Jack, you said you've had this horse since May.
Yep.
And before that, he'd never been ridden, never had a saddle.
Nope.
How does that metal piece go into their mouths? Like, did you just put something in his mouth?
Yeah. Yep. So this is the bit,
Okay.
and so that goes into his mouth.
And the reason you have that is so you can control him.
Yeah, that's how we use to steer. I can get on with this too and do it, but it's more refined here. So horses are different. You know, it'd be something. Sarah, I wonder, do you know if there's any other animals that have the gap in their teeth? Like,
No, I don't know. I didn't even know about the horses and the gap in the teeth.
well, just where the bit lays.
Oh, like where the I
So-
don't think so.
So horses,
I don't think
that
camels-
I need to research that and figure out
That's a good question.
if there is other animals that.
Where is that?
So that
Like
the
an
horses have teeth. If you come look up here,
He's giving you a full.
you see how he's got the teeth up front
Yeah.
from here around to the other side.
Yep.
There's no teeth in this gap right here.
So it doesn't hurt them when you put
Yeah,
that.
so there's nothing in there other than his tongue. And then this back teeth go from here back up to here.
Really?
Okay. And so this is just a spot in here. And so it's like, okay, why is that? And my belief is God created the horse
For a reason. Yes.
for a reason, for man's help. And you know, because you yeah, there's other animals that people use, camels and you know, cattle use some, but nothing to the extent that horses are as the
Made that
animal
way.
that we've used for ages as our helper. And you know, so that's just kind of fascinates me.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, why that is, and then why do we have such an affinity for horses?
Yeah.
You know, people don't.
So the first time you put something in their mouth, they must kind of not like it.
Yeah, they'll sit there and, you know, they're trying to spit it out
Yeah.
until they learn.
And then he knows, okay, well, he's gonna ride me.
Yeah. And then so then they have to learn, when I pick up, that means to tip your head, to turn, and that sort
Okay.
of thing. So all of those things are teaching, you know, have to be taught to them. You know, another way to think of it is in May, he was like a kindergartner. And now we're in grade school with
Okay.
him. His training is kind of advanced to kind of grade school. And so,
So, is their ability to learn, are some horses fast learners, some are slow learners, some have a better memory, and some have a poorer memory? Could that be said?
yeah. And I would kind of say it more of that most horses learn pretty quickly, and you know, most horses have a good memory. What I find more is the different personalities. Like he's a kind of a willful personality. So he's like, no, I want to do what I want to do. And it's not that he can't learn, but he's just fixated on the things he wants to do. Where you might have a horse that's just like, hey, whatever you say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to object to you. And see, so here he's wanting to go, so I just load that foot to make it hard for him to fall. I just want him to hang out here, so now I'm just gonna pick up. Can I flex his head and neck to the left, to the right? Because this is my emergency brakes. If let's say he goes to go bucking around, I want to be able to tip his nose, move his hind end, and be able to move his front end around. So again, it's like, can I put his feet where I want them to go? Because mentally, he wants to be out there. If you look at him, he's constantly going, I want to be out there with my friends.
Yeah.
So I have to help him go, well, hey, how about you be with me and what I want to do.
So, Jack, in other words, if I understand you correctly, what you're having to do is you're having to pretty well stay focused. If you're daydreaming, thinking of something else, you're not communicating with your horse anymore?
You're always communicating. You might not be communicating what you want to be communicating.
Okay. So you need to be thinking about what your intent is.
Yeah. But that's a really good point, because oftentimes people, they're like, yeah, my horse goes off and does these things. And I'm like, well, that's because you left the conversation a while back.
Okay.
Gotcha. Wow. Fascinating.
I'm saying it's like a human spirit. They have a human spirit.
I love it. I love it. This is Jack Leeser. We're on a
And so now I'm just walking him around.
Mhm.
And can I get him to go to the left, to the right, and him follow my feel? So if I look up and say, hey, let's go over there, will he follow me and do that?
Mhm.
And if he doesn't, then I'm gonna help out with the reins. And I'm helping out a little bit with my seat and legs too.
This is Jack Leeser on his horse, not his horse, an owner's horse, Peanut, 3 years old. He's had Peanut since May, and it's his job to train Peanut, make Peanut rideable. We're on a farm, we're in a ranch here, the Bona B Ranch, which is near Eustace, Texas, about 90 miles or so out of southeast of Dallas.
Sounds pretty juicy over
It
here.
is really good. It's deep. Diane, it's
see
deep.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're whispering to the horse.
It's horse
Yeah.
whispering.
Yeah.
See, the horse can
That's
hear
why-
us.
Does that
Here's-
horse like
Here's
her?
a question,
I
Jack.
think so.
When
You
he
think so?
comes by here and he sees himself in the mirror, how does he respond to that?
Anymore, he doesn't really care. But in the beginning, he was like, "Who is
Who's
that? What's that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do